we'll go and answer all the questions and answers that you have. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Ari. Dr. Ari, over to you.
Thanks, thanks, Vicky. It is a great pleasure to have all of you here and today. And then I know some of you are just starting to join this talk. Anyway, before we start, this is going to be about 45 minutes. And then I've prepared some slides. However, some slides I'll go faster, some slides I will focus more time on that. And if I skip, it's just coincidence. It's not a coincidence, it's just intentional. Okay. And then there will be question and answer sessions after my talk. And Mr. Vicky will be handling the question and answer sessions. And then if, in case you have some other questions, you also can load in the chat box. Okay. So without further delay, let me start this simple and meaningful talk, which I feel like it will benefit many of us, including myself actually. Okay, okay, my friends, what is this negative emotions? What is this negative emotions? And how many people are having it and how many people are not having it? Some will say, Dr. Ari, I don't have any negative emotions. And some will say, Dr. Ari, I'm unable to sleep properly. I only can sleep about 3 hours per day and it's going on for past 4 years or 5 years. And I have to work and I'm carrying on. And Saturday, Sunday, sometimes I just doze off. It's just like that. And some will say, Dr. Ari, I know my anger is an issue. I do not know how to handle that. I know it is wrong and the words are so harsh at the moment when it triggered, but I do not know how to solve it. I do not know what is happening to me. But after the anger gone, I realize my mistakes. Unfortunately, it's too late. And I'm a manager in a company. I have subordinates and they all fear me. In the meetings, I'm the only person who talks. And I understand why they're keeping quiet, because I'm temperamental. So Dr. Ari, there are many places, people give so many advices, books are telling, don't get angry, don't get angry, don't get angry. But how to do it? So that is the issue that we are going to address today for the 45 minutes. Not only the anger, the negative emotions, which we know is wrong, but it's happening to us. My friends, that is where many of us are stuck. We know it is wrong. For example, a mother who caned the child, after beating the child, she cries. She goes to the room, lock herself and cry, why did I do that? That is an issue. And a husband who slaps the wife, after that, they come for counseling. And none of them, I met so hundreds of them, they all say, you know what, I regret of my action. But they will use the word, but this triggered me for me to beat her. But how my hands pride go there, I do not know, but I regret now. And what I've done, it camouflaged her mistakes. So this is the matter we are going to discuss today, my friends. I think that will be very, very highly relevant with many of us. Okay, so without any delay, let me take you to the slides that I prepared for that. Okay. I hope you can see the slides. 1 minute. Let me sort it out. Okay, so Okay, guys, so I can see the slides very clearly. I hope all of you do that as well. Okay, now look into this particular area, conscious
Excuse me.
mind and unconscious mind. My dear friends,
Excuse me, Dr. Hari.
yeah,
The slide,
pause the, hold on. Can you see?
plain full slideshow.
Can you see now?
Can't see the full screen yet, Dr. Hari.
Okay, okay.
It's not in the presentation mode yet.
Sorry, Dr. Ari. I think you have to make it full screen first, then only you share the screen with the full screen. Yeah, you can try that. Yeah.
Try that, huh?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you see now?
Yes, fantastic, Dr. Hari. Continue.
Oh, thank you. Okay, without any further delays, let's start with what is unconscious or subconscious mind. You see, the conscious mind covers 10% of our life, our thoughts, our patterns. It analyzes, it thinks, plans, and then it has a short-term memory. But the subconscious mind, it has long-term memory, emotions, it controls the emotions and feelings, habits, patterns, relationships, addictions, all registered in the unconscious mind or subconscious mind. Involuntary bodily functions, like how do we react when we see a snake or some urgent things, we just try to run away. The reflex systems, all controlled by the subconscious mind. Creativity comes under subconscious mind. Development stages, the learning stages, whatever experiences that we go through in our life, all under the subconscious mind. Spiritual connections, intuitions. So you see, the major area of our livelihood is here actually. Under the one core important aspect is emotions and feelings. My friends, I just want to share with you what is emotions. Emotions is our decision-making faculty in our brain. Whatever we decide in our life, for example, I want spicy food, I don't want spicy food. I go to a restaurant, I want to choose this buffet, this lunch, this set of food, all determined by emotions. If you have a high emotions for one particular area, you will choose that compared to the other one. The other one will be not your choice, and that also is actually controlled by emotion. For example, the one that you don't like is negative, is a dislike emotions. The one that you like is like emotions. For example, I go to a theater, I'm not sure what movie to watch. There's a one horror movie and there's another one is a action movie. So on that period of time, I want to decide, okay, I'm going to go for a horror movie. That means your emotions for the horror movie is higher. Okay, so now the question here is, the emotions is triggering your intelligence, and intelligence is telling your mind, okay, we go for it. And then the action takes place, you go and buy a ticket and you watch the movie. So it starts with emotions, it's a decision maker. So what happens when a person gets angry? The decision maker is emotion, anger emotions, and it will lead to actions. That's what happens. What happens when you have fear? It will lead to another type of actions. A fear, an example is anxiety. I'm going to sit for the exam. I'm thinking about exam. I fear the exam. And you go to the exam, suddenly you forget everything that you studied because that's a response. And even though you didn't, you know what you have read last night, but it's just not coming in because the fear is so strong. It clouded our intelligence. This is emotions, guys. And all that actually is in us. How are we going to get rid of that? That's why it's going to be a talk that will provide you some solutions for that. Okay, let's look into the next one. Unconscious mind development process. We have to go to the root cause where this unconscious mind or the subconscious mind develops. First, actually, it starts learning stage of unconscious mind, 0 to 5 years old. That is a learning stage. It will observe, it will grab everything that is being placed in the environment. The unconscious mind is actually grabbing everything there during this period of until 5 years. After 5 years, what happens? Forming stage. That means it's trying to get a shape. And its shape, okay, anger is acceptable, sadness is acceptable, peace is good, calmness. So it is getting the shape, the form. And after 12 years old, freezing state. That means frozen already. So after 12 years, we have programmed. My friends, I want to share with you my experience. I've past 15 years, I'm doing these clinical practices. Out of 100 people who come and see me on these matters, 40% of them will come and tell me, Dr. Ari, I cannot sleep properly. I feel lonely. I have a good family. I have a good income. Everything is with me. I have a good children, but I feel lonely. I don't know why, Dr. Ari. Can you help me? That is why the reason is actually started when they were a child. This particular person is lonely because during the learning stage, there's something happened, either being abused or they were sent to child care places where lack of attention by the parents. And now when they grown up, they feel the lonely. And this is what we call in psychology. Not everybody does that. My friends, don't misunderstand me. Some patients or clients come and see me, they suffer like that, they tell me. And this is what we call the word emotional trap. That means they're trapped in emotion that has started when they were very, very young. There's another person as well who come and say, Dr. Ari, as I mentioned to you earlier, I get very angry very fast. I get very angry very fast. I'm unable to go. I'm a loving person, Dr. Ari. I love my children. I love my wife. I don't know why I'm getting angry. You know why, my friends? It is a trapped emotions at an unconscious level. When the trigger happens, it comes out. They list out the evil. After that, trying for damage control. Some will go for damage control. Some will accept, I'm an angry person, who cares? So this is what happens, guys. So I want you to remember this particular process. This is what we call root cause of all the things that are happening to us. Can be healthy mind, can be negative mind, can be negative emotion, can be positive emotion. The programming stops when we are 12 years old. Okay, now one good news I want to share here. After 12 years old, it will be difficult to reprogram the unconscious mind negative states, which is expressed through the conscious mind without intervention by social clinical workers. Who are these social clinical workers? NLP practitioners, timeline therapy practitioners, psychologists, and those who are born as a leader or spiritual masters. They are the social clinical workers. What they do is that they remove the trapped emotions of the person, even though they are 50 years or 45 years old. Matter of maybe about 30 to 40 minutes per session. Some severe cases will go for maybe face-to-face about 3 sessions. and they will be free from anger. As long as they don't install that, they will be free. That's the good news, guys. That's why I'm here to share with you. I just don't want to come out and say, no, you don't get angry, don't get angry. I think that is what is happening everywhere. I just want you to remember there is a solution for that. I think in this group of listeners, there are many students who have taken my classes as well, and they are here to understand what is happening. Okay, so just to remind that learning stage is so important. Sometimes I give a coaching to the parents exactly what are the things not to do when the child up to 5 years, up to 6 to 12 years. And some parents will be very receptive because they respect, they love the children, but there will be one or two parents who say, no, Dr. Ali, this is how I know what I'm doing. In that perspective, we cannot interfere, okay? Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will control your life and you will call it fate. You see, Carl Jung is one of a very advanced psychologist, German, and he contributed a lot for the NLP and for the timeline therapy and hypnosis. His theories are very, very strong and powerful, applicable. And you know what he says? Until you make the unconscious conscious. Because why? Unconscious is hidden inside us, it's trapped inside us. It's not known. For example, guys, people ask me this famous question, Dr. Ari, what color do you like? I tell them blue. Then they ask me another question, Dr. Ari, why you like blue? I pause for a while, I think so hard, and I tell them, you know what? I do not know. Blue is soothing, blue is nice, blue is sky, but all that is not the answer. You know why, guys? I do not know the answer because the unconscious mind decided what I like. I just follow. But now the question here, please pay attention. Please pay attention, guys. One question I want to tell you. If I do not know why I like blue, can I punish another person for liking red? Another person for liking yellow? For another person liking white? Can I punish them as a leader, as a manager, as a professional? I do not know why I like blue. And each of them in front of me, they do not know why they like blue. Or why do they like yellow? Why do they like white? At the deep conscious level. And because we do not know all of us, can I punish them? No, the answer is no. So in neuro-linguistic programming, there's one powerful rule: respect your world and respect the other person's model of the world. Do not interfere or try to override people's mind for what they like and dislike. Most obvious mistakes happens where do you know that, my friends? At home with the children, because we have a veto power. The second area that this commonly happens is in a workplace. Sometimes boss has their own preferences. It's not about procedures, it's not about SOPs, it's not about work performance. The way how the work is being done. The boss just wants style A and achieve in 3 days. Subordinate maybe want to have B style, achieve in 3 days, but he will overrule, says no, only A, and for no reasons. And there are many stress, conflict, negative emotions crop up in the workplace simply because somebody is violating another person's territory innocently, unintentionally, without knowing this particular truth and knowledge. Just focus on this, my friends. So how do you know? You just have to take a piece of paper and write down the many things that you like, the many things you have a habit, the many things you are addicted. Write down and ask yourself, which are the habits, addictions you like actually hurting you and others. For example, how you want to decorate your house. Maybe you prefer a nature style. Another person, they prefer a modern style. Another person prefer classical style. How are you going to communicate with each other? Most importantly, you all have to make a professional decision with lovingly by remembering the fact that each one of your preferences is not actually controlled by your conscious mind. That's a message I would like to give it to you guys. Okay? And there's a lot of more information I would like to share with you. Just hang on with me, guys. Stress and negative emotions. Let's go to another cause. Okay, when you look here, causes of negative emotions, psychological perspective, anxiety, for instance, fear of future. Whatever is going to happen, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. Even you are a best runner in school, but you don't want to participate because you're afraid you'll lose. And some runners I know, they don't even participate in competition because they fear. Some they don't drive car because they fear. Some they don't attend meetings because they have fear. And some they don't present even though they have done all the work because they have fear. This is called anxiety. Okay, next one, depression. Impact of the past. That means they think about the past image is so strong. Could be accident, traumatic events, or could be childhood trapped emotions. All that is disturbing them so much, they're pulling the energy down, and these poor people, poor individuals, poor employees, poor workers, poor parents, suffering. They are smiling for a while for the sake of other people, but inside, deep inside them, they cry and they just need a shoulder. They just need a shoulder to cry. You must remember that. Okay, what about this emotional neglect? Acute loneliness. As I mentioned to you earlier, they have everything, but they feel lonely. They have everything in their life, they feel lonely. And the mysterious question, you know what, guys? They do not know why they feel like that. They go for a movie, they go for shopping, sometimes they just drive the car somewhere without any directions and come back home, and they feel lonely. And this I'm talking about married people. Do you follow? It's very easy to say a single mother can be lonely, or a single father can be lonely. But I'm talking about married. They are living lonely in one house. They speak, they talk, they have dinner together, but deep inside them, there's something missing. And unfortunately, this particular person who's suffering from emotional neglect creates so much problem, either to themselves or to others. It can be in a different perspective. Okay, mind reading is perceptions, is projections. We all tend to read people's mind, and then we assume whatever that our mind tells us is absolute truth. We always say that. We always speak like that. That is also wrong. Okay, complex equivalence. We always relate God decides my suffering. God is the cause of this. God is the cause of that, and that also problem. Because we never admit that we are the cause of the problem, we are in charge of the mind, therefore the results. To hide away from that, we tell external forces control us. And we continue our journey of sufferings. Next one is programmed habits, anger, fear, sadness. One day you have, let's say, got 18 hours, you're awake. How much percentage of your mind focus on anger, fear, sadness, worries? How many percentage happiness? How many percentage of joys? You have to take record of that. And that is another problem that we are facing, lack of sleep. All these things will lead to lack of sleep. If anybody listening to this talk having a sleep less than 3 hours, you need us to help you. Okay. Now, levels of negative emotions, mind would be able to function well with some emotional tools. Moderate has high impact on other people and self. Severe is very clinical. Okay, need clinically. Severe means, you know what? They like to have a dark room. They like to, they don't like to on the light. They like to be always alone, and they cannot sleep properly. And sometimes they go in a substance abuse and all that. That's clinical. So all of us, and you will be very surprised, my friends, if you have a 200 or 300 people in your workplace, I'm very sure 2 to 5 of them having severe problems. However, they will show symptoms as not performing well and all that, but actually the root cause is emotions. So you have to do that, or we have to do the assessment. I coach people during the training how to assess individual to detect these issues. Okay, and then negative emotions impact on self and others. Example, stress. How does the stress impact on ourselves? Very easy, guys. We lose our intelligence. We lost our intelligence. We lost our rationale, and we look so tired all the time. Even little things can trigger our stress. And sometimes we go for substance abuse. Sometimes we get involved in wrong activities. And sometimes we will express through negative emotions like anger, fear, sadness, worry, and guilt and hurt. Okay, relationship issues, negative emotion can cause that. Anger, workplace performance impact. People, you can be a high performer in a workplace, but people hate you. When the moment you resign, everybody like to celebrate. They will have a tea party, or they will have a farewell with so much of happiness because one devil is leaving the company. That's what we call workplace performance impact. Sleep disorders and others, many others. Okay, because this is just a few minutes talk, I cannot go detail on that. Causes of emotional problems. Biological, some studies suggest that defects or injuries to certain areas of the brain can lead to behavior disorder. And this is considered, my friends, severe. People like me, I can reduce the impact by 70%, but cannot cure. Can have a reduction in, determine their trigger points, and then coach them, counsel them to avoid trigger points or face the trigger point by using exposure therapy and so forth. Okay. Next one is what we call environmental factors such as dysfunctional family life, childhood abuse, traumatic experiences like accidents or loss of loved ones, a family history of substance abuse, and inconsistent discipline by parents may contribute to the development of conduct disorder. So these two is the main. But now you see the modern one, the environmental covers 95% of the emotional problems. Healing the body, emotional body. When we experience stress, the body responds physically with serotonin and cortisol, or happiness with endorphins. The effect of negative emotions on our vibration energy body causes blockage of our life force energy. These chemicals have serious long-term effect on the body. Specific emotions produces specific chemicals and affect specific organs or parts of the body. So my friends, emotions, a negative emotion, not only psychology, but also physiology. It affects our body, our health, and all that. Some common psychology issues for working professionals. Now come back to the working professionals. Depressions, they're thinking about the past, they're unable to let go. And those who are suffering from depression are unable to take scoldings, cannot take negative people giving even the healthy feedback, when telling they are wrong, they cannot take it. They go back home, they think about it for 2 days, 3 days. If suddenly they come late to work for 5 minutes, a boss say, hey, why you come late for 5 minutes? This guy will be thinking about that word, that voice, hammer his ears, drumming his ears for 3 days continuously. That's called depression because it's past. Another one, you know what? Anxiety is a fear of the future. They're so scared about moving forward, reporting, facing the boss, or sharing some information to the client, to the supplier, to negotiate. They don't have confidence at all. The self-esteem is low down. So depression and anxiety, and there are some unfortunate souls out there suffering from both. Seriously, I've treated them. They are suffering from both. When I deal the depression, they say, doctor, I'm not recovered. Then I come and do the assessment, and they tell me, in fact, I found there's anxiety as well. So what is this, all this? Frankly speaking, my friends, we need to do the assessment. We have to understand that. And unfortunately, this assessment mode and all that cannot be done by those who have not gone through the trainings. Very sorry to say that. Coaching has to take place even despite after the training. I'm not selling training or what, but that's a fact. I have to coach them, they have to attend the training, and then we have to meet the participants, and then I show a demo how to remove the anger, and then you pick your partner, and then you work with people how to remove it. So each one of us will have an emotional cleaning process taking place during the training session. This training, NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, is not like any other trainings that you have attended. It's very clinical based, demonstration, action, that's all. Very few slides. I do other trainings, but this is different. Because we are dealing with depression and anxiety, we're removing negative emotions. It's a tedious part of the elements of the training. Panic attack is a severe type of anxiety, sleeping disorder, anger, stress, sadness, worries, hurt, guilt, emotional neglect, negative self-talk. Common tasks to assign. Okay, these are little tips I can give it to the listeners here with a short period of time that we have. Write down the negative emotions whenever it appears in the thoughts in a piece of paper. Sorry, there's a spelling error here, but you have to write down whenever there's an anger, there's a hurt, there's a guilt or negative thoughts are coming in. You must have a logbook, keep in your pocket. Immediately write down the time I'm feeling angry, or you don't use the word I am feeling. He is feeling angry. Sally is feeling angry. Sally is being sad. Sally is being upset. Sally is being disappointed. When you write down Sally, disappointed, Sally this, your own name, and you write down, you are practicing yourself to disassociate from that emotions. This in Buddhist, we called it mindful state. You are being mindful of your emotions and you are letting go the emotions in your pen, in the paper. That's one way, very effective, guys. This is what I teach people who are in a distance or not in Penang to meet me. Next one, practice sensory equity exercise if troubled from the past. For example, we call these eye movements. You think about your house or image or any disturbing, and then you move, your face has to be front, and then your eyes move to the right, and then to the upper right, parallel right, lower right, and then you see which part when you move your eyes, the image becomes very blurred. When the image becomes very blurred, so in future, when you have trouble past, you look at that area, we call it blind spot, and your emotions will reside. Okay, during the class, I teach them using my fingers, and I'll ask them to move, and they will be so surprised. Yes, Dr. Larry, I couldn't see that image. And even you can remove trauma with that. Listen to guided relaxation audio. Take melatonin tablet 5 mg for better sleep. It is not addictive drugs, it's just like a supplement. But this is for those who are in medium and severe who don't have a proper sleep. Meditate for minimum of 5 minutes daily. Follow traffic light rules when it comes to fear of the future. What is the meaning of traffic light rules? Today, I'm going to, let's say I'm going to cross to Penang to Kuala Lumpur. I'm going to use a normal road. Do I worry about a traffic light before going to Kuala Lumpur or before reaching Ipoh? No, I don't worry. You know why, guys? Because when the traffic light comes, that is where I decide green, yellow, or red. My decision is based on that moment. So now I am peaceful. This is how to remove anxiety. Today I'm peaceful. Today I'm not going to work. I'm at home. I free myself. I am peaceful. When I think about work, I'm already working for somebody. That itself is violation of my private time with my family. And if I violate my private time with my family, if I violate my family time with myself, eventually the company also will lose because I will not be emotionally stable. Where am I going to be free myself? These are psychology rules, guys. Seek company of friends, loved ones, allow the client introduce their friend, give their contact basic instructions, avoid emotionally provoking or stressful topics. So when you discuss, talk about something very funny, interesting. Don't go into serious matter, politics, disturbing, suicide cases, accident. No. Manage your healthy, your conversation with your friends with a very healthy topics. Don't create stress. Contact you over the phone for about 5 minutes every 2 or 3 days. Caution, do not let the client be dependent on you. This is for the NLP practitioners. I allow them to contact me many times, and most of the time at 7 to 10 p.m. I'm fully booked with all these things happening during pandemic. Really, I'm telling you, 7 to 10 p.m. people are calling me and then I guide them. It's a clinical. Okay, it's not simply just pure counseling. Other practices that can help you to remove the pillars: hypnotherapy, including past life regressions, energy of prana healings, anti-depression pills, which I don't recommend at all, because anti-depression pill is just a sleeping pill and it's a drug. I don't really encourage, recommend. Psychologists and psychiatrists are different group. Psychiatrists, they prescribe medicine. Psychologists, they treat the cause. Psychiatrists, they treat the symptom, not the cause. Psychologists remove the cause. And then cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, I'm trained for that as well. Sports and exercise. Cause and effect. Psychologists reminds us to stay at cause at all time, not at the effect. Let's analyze the following effects to determine the cause. Feeling very lonely despite of having a good family with all essentials and comfort. What is the cause? As I mentioned to you guys, cause is childhood. That child was neglected, loved. That's why now feeling lonely, because it's already frozen. The loneliness is frozen after 12 years and they carry on until they die. Next one, friends are more meaningful than parents. Why some children say like that? Because the children feel lonely. The parents are not the friends. The parents are like a teacher, like a boss. Zero tolerance for mistakes. When the children goes about 21, 22, they will disappear. They will not have any connections with the parents. Low tolerance to slightly high workloads. That means they're unable to take workloads. Little bit higher, they break down. They want to run away. They want to be quiet. And this makes some bosses very upset. Getting angry always despite of knowing it's wrong. Also the cause. What is the cause? Childhood. Fear overwhelms my thinking. Childhood. Anxiety could be environment or can be biological or childhood as well. Depressions could be environment or childhood. My friends, for all these points, one thing is sure: childhood. 5 pillars of unhealthy mind: negative thinking, negative emotions, limiting beliefs, inner conflicts, wrong values. Actually, when we think about negative emotions, my friends, this is also negative emotions. Limiting belief also negative emotions. Inner conflicts also negative. There are some slides I'm going to explain later, but let me explain one by one here. What is negative thinking? If boss say something, please continue, give me the report within 2 days. You know what the negative thinking will say? This boss is always like that, crazy. Every time he says something, respond negatively. Anything we receive, we listen to people, anybody give us advice, negative thinking, want to always retaliate, want to fight back. And we will live in a cocoon like we don't want to hear anything, we don't want to learn anything, we just comfortable with what I am. That's called negative thinking. Negative emotions, fear, anger, frustration, disappointment take control of our daily life. Maybe above 60%. That means only 40% you're thinking about positive. You know, when you're positive, when you're only watching movie or eating. Other than that, oh my God, tons of negative talks, negative emotions, overwhelming. Please, please, please. I don't know how. Please get hold of me or attend the trainings. We will coach you how to manage that. It cannot be done just by counseling alone. It's a serious matter. We have to find out where is the cause, where is the emotions are trapped, and we have to remove it. Okay? Limiting belief, the belief that I am a failure. I cannot work. I don't have education. I don't have good English proficiency. Or even say I'm a manager and that's it. That means you're putting yourself a limit. Your manager will die as a manager. You will never go up to the CEO level. It's all a limiting belief. There's so many limiting beliefs that we have to remove. And it needs a lot of trainings and analysis, guys. Inner conflicts, A and B. Shall I study or shall I, relax? I finished my studies. I am working now. Shall I pursue my master's or just relax? This conflicts. Shall I marry or not? Shall I A or B? So a lot of conflicts. Shall I eat this or that? A lot of conflicts. Every time you go into conflicts, you increase your stress. That's called inner conflicts. It's not about other people, it's about you making your decisions. And then wrong values like corruptions, shortcut, cheating, behaving like cannot be trusted, all that values, because you feel like nothing wrong. For me, lie. These are the values. All these 5 areas are the major unhealthy mind. And my dear friends, can we overcome that? Answer is yes. But we cannot hit the ceiling perfection. Only saints are there. But at least we can improve ourselves, getting let go one by one, and we see a light in the middle of the tunnel. There will be so much of improvements, even though you don't get rid of it. The only matter, you know what? You must trust the process. You must rely on the trainers or you must rely on the therapists and just proceed with whatever instructions given to you. Prerequisite to remove the pillars, accept the weaknesses, either one or all the pillars. Seek help from the NLP practitioner or attend the NLP practitioner workshop. Practice the given homework by the practitioner. Take note of more hidden causes of the pillar. Remove it once and for all. This is the prerequisite. The most important one, you know what? We have to accept. Many come to us, Dr. Hari, I need anger. Otherwise, I cannot survive. I cannot help them. Somebody say, I need to worry. I cannot help you. Somebody say, I'm attached. You know what is the meaning of attachment? I cannot send my children to go to study in Kuala Lumpur. I cannot send them to Singapore. I cannot go overseas because I love him so much. So you must do something here in Penang. Any colleges, okay, ready. That is called attachment, not love, you are destroying your kid's future. Don't be surprised. My examples are very narrow, but they are very deep rooted. Major symptoms of suffering is critical acute during pandemic. Sleeping disorders, emotional neglect, these are all the serious ones. Obsessive behavior disorder, eating disorders, anger, fear, hoarding, saving of possession, and you don't want to throw, gambling, shopping, self-mastery on emotions. You see, stimulus is our senses, 5 senses. We can hear, we can smell, we can see, we can touch and all that. Once we have the stimulus, what normally we do is that we will respond. And our response and the stimulus and response are basically automatic. You all know because our mind is programmed like that. If somebody made me angry, I will trigger, I will respond with beating them or scolding them. The scolding is our response. Unfortunately, guys, we forget this one. What is the best way to respond? So before the response, we must have the choice. That's where you need to get trained, or the people in any organization have to be trained into this perspective of choices. You need to pause for a while, watch your emotions before you unleash the arrow to the other and to yourself. Success will not be possible with the devil word called but. You always give excuse. Even while talking to you, I know maybe a very small number will say, but Dr. Ari, my situation is different. Of course, your situation is different because you haven't spoken to me. Okay, positive but, positive to negative. This is considered as very bad but. Some people are negative, but they will go into positive. I feel sad, but I know how to overcome it. That's a positive one. I'm happy, but I'm sad. And that's a negative one. This is what we call devil. Huh? Okay, fakeness that ruins our life. Mind reading, trust whatever told by the inner voice is true. Complex, blaming unrelated entity, people, luck, belief, rituals, spirits, time for sufferings. Disempire. For example, like this one, famous one, a complex equivalence. If I don't like the boss, I don't like the work. Do you know many suffer like that? The work got nothing to do with their thing. They love the work, but because they don't like the boss, I don't like the work. This is called complex equivalence. You are relating the boss with the work, which is wrong, you know. So welcome to the class. Welcome to this talk. Disempowering beliefs. Many beliefs that you feel a comfortable zone, or you enjoy getting angry. So some of us enjoy getting hurt. Some of us enjoy getting fear. We got programmed with that. The meaning of enjoy is not just you're happy, you have accepted it. That is what we call disempowering beliefs. Negative values, unable to let go. Examples of mind reading, all we can skip. Okay. Negative values. I am the boss, you listen to me. Rejections, reactive, not trust, worthy, unable to trust. So you accept all this as a values, you know, bossy and so forth. Now we come to another 5 minutes for timeline therapy. Anger. When did this started, guys? You see 1 dot, 2 dot, love, happy, sad. You see, all these dot is an incident that happened to you after you are born. We are born. All these dots are significant milestones that formed our unconscious mind and influence our conscious mind, happiness or sadness. This is what we call trigger points. It's all incidents. You see, the anger is continuously going. You see, the incident point for the anger to be unleashed is higher compared to love, happiness, and sad. And this person will have an anger issue because the incident is too long. Since they're born up to now, it's too many dots. Father, mother, angry, teachers getting angry, friends, then you go into the gangsterism, many, or you go to the work and all that, the anger overwhelms. So he is a patient rather than employee. To be very frank with you. And you can just list down any emotions here. I'm just using 4. Okay, what is the timeline therapy? How to remove it? You see, guys, this dot is the incidents I mentioned to you, the events that happen to you, causing you to the negative emotions. And this is the first event. Sometimes, before 4 years old is the first event. Sometimes some client come and tell me they can have the feeling of anger when they're in the mother's womb, and some even say past life. So you have to go there, and if I can find the first event on that particular day, that negative emotion will be removed. Okay, so this is an example like that. Future, now, past, boom, genealogical, past life, and the first event, when you remove that, that emotions will be disappeared. How do we build a rapport? Elicit values. Speak like what people like to listen. Speak about their value, pacing their approach. Listen to them, observe them, and then follow to their word. Comply to law of reclusive variety. What is the law of reclusive variety, guys? Flow like a water, and you will not get trapped. You will reach the ocean. If you are a rock, sufferings are inevitable. Okay, so this is the last slide. This shows in a workplace the 9-grid model performance. Here you see potential, attitude, positive attitude, and then performance is very high. It's a 9, consistent star. But there are many people, performance is very high, but attitude is very low. These people need a lot of treatments because they are suffering from negative emotions. Okay, and then there is also a different pillar. Performance is low, and also attitude is low. This is considered red flag, very serious, poor performance. Okay, so this is actually the model that I use for companies to do the assessment. How healthy is their company, their culture, their emotions, before we go into the training and things like that. So with that, without any delay, I'd like to end my slides, guys. Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Ari. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your sharing. It was wonderful, I believe. I guess we need more time to explain a lot of things, yeah, Dr. Ari?
Sure.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you managed to get some tips how we can